y'all, so real quick, I wanted to show you an update I made to my multiplayer game. So I'm going to load the server, right? And we can see we have our tile map here. And I'm going to load one client. And so when I load the client, we can see that we have matching right here, right? So originally what I was doing was I was actually building out the tile map for the world in the client manually and making sure that it matched what we had in the server. What I've done is I actually went ahead and made an update so that when we update the tile map on the server, it's also updated on the client. So let me change this around. I don't know why the tiles are being so weird right now. Okay, so I guess we can only do squares. But I'm going to make this update real quick. I'm going to rerun the server. Right, we can see the server has the updated map. We can see that this client that's active still has an old map, right? So we would just have to kick people from the server every time we make updates, but not a big deal. But when we reload the client and we log in, we'll see that we actually didn't have to make any updates to the client's tile map because it literally pulls it from the server, right? So you can see that that update's now there. Another cool thing I added, and I'll actually spawn another instance of the game for this, is I've actually set up a combat system. It doesn't have health, but the animations, the collisions, collision detection, all that that's done on the server is complete. Will I be making updates to make it more fun? Will I be adding health? Yes, all that I will be doing. But I just want to show you guys a quick update here. Test one, run. And then let me move this guy down here. Make sure they're all showing. Alright, you can see that this client also has the updated tile map. Right, so we have this guy who's spawned in now. We have Georgios and G. I'm going to hit G, and you can see that he actually gets some knockback. Right, the server doesn't bother doing that animation because it's a waste of server computational space. Right, but both of the clients do. Right, so they both see the animation go off, and they both see the player get hurt and get kicked back. Right, and the reason I do that is there's actually no collision detection on the clients. That's all done on the server, as you can see here. Right, because the client we can't trust as a source of truth, right? The client is just going to be basically what's kind of running as a figurehead. All it is showing the visuals of the game. All the physics calculations, collisions, economic systems, trading, all that sort of stuff is going to be managed on the server side. So thought this was a really cool update, being able to actually update the tile map. I thought that was really fun. And actually, if I were to add assets to the tile map, it would update that as well. Right, so let me just add like a chair or something. I know that's not something you would typically add to a tile map, but let me add a chair in the world. Do I have a chair? I recently reset my assets. Let's see what we have here as far as objects go. What a tree, right? Just for fun. So I'm gonna go into assets. I'm gonna go into tile sets, and then I'm gonna pull up this tile set for objects. Drop that in the tile sets folder. Whoops. Tile sets folder. I just noticed the only thing is we actually have to update the assets on both sides. So I'll have to create eventually an asset downloading system as well. But for now, what we're going to do is we'll just drag both in. So we have objects. Oops. Under tile sets. Cool. And so now what I want to do is I'm not going to touch anything as far as tile sets go on the client side. It's just going to be on the server side. So I'm going to go into layer. I'm going to go into edit the world tile set. And then what I'm going to do from there is I'm actually going to add a new thingamajig. And so we're going to add a tree. Let me log in. We're going to do a new single tile. And we're going to use this little tree right here. Right, so we got the tree. I'm going to do collision shape as well. So it's going to be, I think I'm going to do a freeform. So I'm going to turn off grid snap. So let me scroll in on that a bit more. So we'll set up collisions for this tree. And again, collision detection is all done on the server side. Cool. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to call it tree. and then I'm going to add a tree to the top map here. So we're going to go back to layer 1, and we're going to add Mr. Tree over here, and we'll put him right up there. I'm going to run the server, and now it should load in the client. Right, the only thing we don't have is asset sharing, so I'm going to add that as a task for myself. But you can see we have our server world, and we have our tree, and then we have the client. When I log in, the client doesn't do anything because I broke it. So I guess I'm not as smart as I thought I am. So resource not found, res objects.png. Oh, that's the issue. So on the client side, move, delete. Okay, so it looks like I just didn't put it in the right folder was the issue. So let me fix that real quick. Yeah, you can see that I actually don't have that updated. So that's on me. We're going to delete that, remove, and then I'm going to open the tile set again. And then I'm going to delete this. Okay. I'm going to add it back and then actually add it where it's supposed to be. So we go to tile sets, objects. Now it should be able to match it. So we're going to create that new tile again. It's going to be right here. Oops. Cool. I'm going to turn off grid snap, turn on collision, do a little polygon, make this a little bit bigger, and zoom in a bit more. Cool. We're going to update our little tree. There's probably a more efficient way to do this, but oh well, we're here now. Alright, cool. So we got our tree. I'm going to try that one more time. Let me delete that tree real quick and then add this one. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to reload the server. And that should work. Now let's see if we reload the client, if we fix that break. So we're going to call it G again. Okay, cool. So you can see I just had the tree in the wrong place, but the tree does spawn into the world. The one thing we will have to fix here is doing the actual Y sort, because that is not correct. But that's okay. So for now, we got our tree working, kind of, but that's really it. So hope you guys found that cool. Here's my update for my game, right? We now are able to update the tile set on the server side. We have fighting, right? We have movement, and we have, that's really it. So what I'm going to be doing from now is just tightening the security on my server, right? And then creating an asset download function as well. So hope that helps, or not helps. I hope you guys find that cool, and I'll find you in the next devlog.